Hi guys, today we are going to learn about food and beverage environments. The learning outcomes of the chapter are to explain various types of food and beverage environments, to identify the factors affecting food and beverage environments, and to analyze food and beverage environment and propose reasonable solutions. First, we look at the types of food and beverage environments. The types of food and beverage environments are operations environment, business environment, and industry environment. So, what do you mean by food and beverage operations environment? Food and beverage operations environment are the internal functions related to operations. There are two types of functions that are involved in management functions. There are two types of functions are involved: management functions and operational functions. The management functions or managerial functions involved are planning, organizing, motivating or leading and controlling. Operational functions are day-to-day operations, managing specialist operations, and managing crisis. So how do you analyze food and beverage environment? We have a tool which is called systems approach. The systems approach will show the interrelationships among the individual functions in an operation. So the basic systems approach model is actually input, transformation, and output model. The examples of input are men, money, machine, and materials, which we call as 4 M's of input. Examples of transformation is cooking, and examples of output is a saleable menu item, for example chicken a la king or any other foods which is saleable. So the diagram shows that the input is basically the raw materials or men, machine or money. It transformed into an output. So a conventional food and beverage systems will show you the raw materials of food and beverage, which is basically rice, chicken and all those things. We pre-prepare it, we do a mise en place here, and we prepare, which means cook, grill or whatever we do, and we hold before selling it, and we sell it out. That's basically a raw material transformed into a meals. If you look at a bigger picture of the food and beverage systems, we have three process, which is basically a consumer process or customer process. We have a service sequence and a food and beverage production sequence, which is happening in the kitchen. See, look at when a customer arrives, the service personnel will go and take the order. Before that, we greet and see the guest. Look at the interrelationships happening here. You can pause this slide for a while and just look at into the interrelationships of these kind of things. Before the customer arrives, the restaurant is set up. Prepare the restaurant, which is basically mise en scene and mise en place. And irrelevant to that, or which is not related to this function, there is a separate function which is happening in the kitchen, which starts from purchasing, receiving, storing and sort of things. The next environment is actually the business environment, which comprises of a larger dimensions of food and beverage operational environment. It can be considered as a macro environment, which is a bigger picture. The environment comprises of, the food and beverage environment comprises of political, economic, social, technological, legal, and environmental factors. Sometimes we call PESTLE, pestle factors. So how do you analyze food and beverage environment? We have so many tools. Some of them are SWOT analysis, pestle analysis, SLEPT analysis, value chain analysis, and wargaming. If you want to know the details of this analysis, you can search in the internet. You have a student activity for that. We will discuss later about it. We'll move on to food and beverage industry environment. The food and beverage industry environment is a bigger picture of the business and operations. The effect in industry environments will in turn affect the business and operational environment. It comprises of 5 factors, basically competitors, buyers, suppliers, potential entrants, which is actually new people who are coming to the industry, and substitutes. To analyze the food and beverage industry environments, we use Porter's 5-force model. Look at the picture. This is basically the industry competitors. For example, if you are a restaurant selling fast food outlets or fast food foods, your rivalry or the competitors will be the McDonald's, KFCs and sort of things. These are the one force affects your industry. And the buyers will affect from outside, which means the people who buy your product. The other people who are basically affecting your business or industry is a supplier who supplies the food to your industry. For example, if you are a fast food, the meat suppliers, the water supplier, the drink supplier, Coca-Cola, all those things are your supplier. Potential entrants you have to look into. Who will come to your business or your industry later? Maybe another type of people who are coming to your business. And you look at the substitute products. Other than the fast food, what all the things you have available? So these are basically looking into the 5 forces which affect your industry. The factors affecting food and beverage environments are external and internal. Internal factors are those originated within the organization, and external factors are originated outside the organization. Internal factors are food and beverage factors, which comprises of perishability, pilferage, etc. Staff is another internal factors which may be affecting your business. So for example, shortage of staff turnover, etc. And the last one is the control factors, which if you don't control your internal factors very well, it affects your business. For example, cost control, cash and credit control, etc. The external factors are pestle factors, which we learned already. Let us look at the pestle factors in detail. P for political factors, which is examples are tax policy. The economical factors are the next one. For example, inflation. Social factors, for example, food trend. Technological factors, for example, IT influence. Legal factors, for example, labor law. Environmental factors, or we call ecological factors, for example, seasonality. These are the factors which affect your business. In conclusion, we can say food and beverage environment is a dynamic and challenging. The managers should be aggressive and proactive. The managers should analyze the environmental factors regularly and need to quickly adapt to the changes. So end of the chapter, we have some student activities. For example, you have your own research. Please read the case study at the end of the handout which is given to you and answer the question. This is the case study of McCain Foods on how they adapt to the dynamic food and beverage environments. And now, if you learn those things, the chapters very well, you will be now able to propose a reasonable solutions to the McCain Foods case study. Thank you.